Well, it's day 5. Time has flown by, which shouldn't be too much of a surprise given that we were doing a job search sprint. Now, we've had 4 days packed with information designed to help you accelerate your job search, make you that little bit sharper, that little bit more agile, and most importantly, that little bit more in control because you've got more options. You've got more choices about how you proceed rather than having to rely on waiting for jobs to appear online or to be presented to you by a recruiter. Now, I've got a couple of practical things for you today. Number one, I was just reading, ironically, on LinkedIn today about one of the people I follow, and they mentioned how somebody in their network had decided that every day they would contact 3 people at their target companies. So they contact 3 people per day, and they would use those connections then to arrange following responses. They would then arrange meetings, and those meetings would then, in some instances, turn into discussions about opportunities and indeed interviews and roles. So, if you haven't already got yourself a target list of companies, please, please, please start putting one together and then start to target talent acquisition professionals and hiring managers in your areas of interest. Not necessarily to pitch and say, hey, have you got any jobs? But first to establish the know, like, and trust of any relationship. Once those things have been established, you may even need to or choose to do something kind or considerate for them. So you've read their LinkedIn profile, you've seen that they've got an interest in a particular area, they're following a particular person or organization, and you share something. You say, oh, I'm getting in touch. I'm interested in your organization. Oh, and I happen to notice that you're particularly keen on this, and I saw this, so I'm sharing it with you. You're presenting something so that there is no, if you, when you do make an ask, it's after you've done something that is of value to them. Okay, so that's one aspect. The other aspect of things that you can do in terms of compiling your target list, LinkedIn suggests similar companies to a company that you look at. So if you search for, I don't know, Apple, it would also say, oh, have a look at Microsoft, have a look at Ocado Technology, have a look at NVIDIA. It will suggest organizations it thinks are a close approximation to the company that you've looked at. Why is this helpful? Well, quite simply, we don't know every single company that's out there. So if we've got a database that, amongst other things, of companies, why not leverage that to build your list? Or you don't even know of a company to choose. You can type into your favorite search engine, top 10 companies in this area, or top 10 companies in this sector. It will give you a list. You may not like all the companies it brings. You might only want to look at some of them, not all of them. But the point is, very quickly, you can start to compile your own list of target companies to research, explore, and engage with. And crucially, you may well find that there are jobs that aren't necessarily promoted on LinkedIn or other job boards. They're only put on the company's website, or indeed, if you're lucky, you may just find yourself getting in touch on just the day when they say something like, oh, we've just put this role up internally, or we've just put it up on our job board, or we're getting ready to. Please send your details directly to me. Even if you get filtered out because you've had that human contact, you've increased the odds of somebody, probably a line manager, saying, "Oh, where's so and so? Why aren't they on the shortlist? Please invite them. Please get them in." That's exactly what the contact on LinkedIn, who said one of his contacts was doing in terms of reaching out to organizations. He said that's exactly what transpired. He applied for a role, was not put on the list. The hiring manager said, "Excuse me, where is this person that got in touch with us? Please put them on the list. Please make sure they're invited for interview." So I said that this is about a sprint this week, about really getting you up, getting you moving, getting things in, yeah, going in the direction that you want. You no longer, I hope now, just thinking that you need to be a reactive job seeker. Instead, you can also be a responsive solution provider. So think about and then act upon steps that we've suggested this week that will help you move more agilely through your job search. If you want more help, if you want to go into any of this in more depth, if you feel that your confidence right now needs a bit of a boost to help you be able to take the small steps necessary to make this shift, and I recognize that because it's not what you're trained in, it's not what you see other people doing, it's not what's generally talked about. So it does take a little bit of time and skill to build the muscle. If you need that help, then I'm available to talk with you, and we can talk about my program specifically designed to help you go through these key elements and achieve the results you want. I acknowledge that ultimately getting the job isn't in your hands necessarily. However, what is making sure you're as well prepared as possible. If you want to get in touch with me, by all means, please do. My name's Amechi Udo, and my email address is amechi@yourcareermatters.co.uk. Thanks for taking part this week. I look forward to engaging with you in the future.